actually did a program on Loch Ness some years ago. It's a very interesting place. Most lakes, whatever people say, most lakes are very shallow. Loch Ness is truly horrendously deep. Having said that, what's very important about it, it doesn't really have shallow areas, and looking at it from a biological point of view, you need shallow areas in order to have weeds, in order to have the small creatures that are the base of the food chain. Loch Ness doesn't have that, so there's actually not a lot of small stuff living in Loch Ness, and if there's not the small stuff, there's not going to be the big stuff. So I'm quite sceptical. Having said that, there is a river connecting Loch Ness to the sea, and if you go back over geological time, that at certain points has been quite deep. So it's possible that something might have swum in from the sea, and realistically the most likely thing would be sturgeon, and you're talking creatures there that can be 9 or 10 feet long. I hope that's not too disappointing an answer. The program goes into a lot more detail, but I listen to stories, I look at those stories, but I look at them from a scientific point of view. I did a very interesting program very recently. This is part of our Dark Waters programs. There are lakes all over the world where there are stories of monsters, and most of them you could go there for a 2-week shoot, a 3-week shoot, you're not going to see anything at all. We went and looked at Lake Garda in Italy, and there are stories there. Well, there's something about Lake Garda which makes these stories a lot more credible. Basically, it is the fact that Lake Garda, you've got a very deep part of the lake, and you've got a shallow part of the lake. So you've got weed beds there, you can see fish swimming around, you know, this size, this size, this size. And so instantly, right, there's small fish here, there is the potential for something bigger maybe feeding on them. There's also a connection, there's a river connection linking the lake to a river system. So I saw this as something worth looking into, and we did come out with a pretty plausible answer, I think. There are some stories going right back to the Middle Ages, and there are some which are very recent, and the old stories were probably sturgeon, and the new stories could be sturgeon, but they could also be European catfish, which grow very big, you know, sort of up to about 8-9 foot potentially. No, I've not hooked a salmon shark. A lot of people went after them some years ago, and their numbers suffered as a result. So fishing for salmon shark now, I think it's advisable now probably to leave them alone. I've dived with them, that was interesting. I've been in the water with salmon sharks, and that was, for me, that was probably better than catching them. One reason why river monsters have been so successful is because over the years we have shown creatures to TV audiences that they'd never seen before. You never saw them on natural history programs, and the reason for that most of the time is that a lot of rivers there is no visibility. There's very poor visibility or none at all. So if you chuck a cameraman in, they're just not going to see anything. So the only way that you're going to see what's in that river is to bring it out on a line, show it to the camera, put it back in again. However, if there is visibility, I'm all for just leaving the fishing gear to one side and getting in there and filming.
Very, very close feeding action there.
So in the case of salmon sharks, there's visibility. I don't need to fish. I can get a very good view of these creatures just by getting in the water with them. This is going to be a very boring answer, I'm afraid, Tyler. A lot of people ask me this, what fish are out there that I still want to catch? There is a list, but I'm not giving away what it is, simply because I intend to be doing this TV work for a few more years, and I will probably, well, I hope I'll make some programs about them, and I want to keep that, you know, I want to sort of not go putting out too many spoilers about what I might be doing. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like the River Monsters page.